Hello and welcome to the 2023 PDGA United States Amateur Disc Golf Championships here at the Toboggan course at Kensington Metro Park. It is our PDGA Major for the amateur division here, MA1. Huge shout out to Gatekeeper Media for giving us the graphics, and this is filmed by Crew 42. I am Zac O'Heran on the commentator's mic, and joined with me I have Steve. How you doing, Steven?
Not doing too bad. How's yourself?
I'm doing great. We have a fantastic event here, one of Michigan's majors that we have here every year at this toboggan course. Gives these amateur players a great chance to see what tour life looks like a little bit. And our card starting off here is Adam Osborn out of Franklin, Ohio, rated 960. He's very excited to be here. Lefty thrower, righty putter. Then we have Ricky Oviatt. He is a monster. He's enormous. He's like 6'7". He's so big. Really fun guy, though. And we have Chase Steed, a good friend of his, also from Texas, 982. He's one of the higher rated players in this field for this weekend, looking for big things this weekend. And Lucas Carmichael, another high rated player for this field this weekend out of Greenlee, Colorado. So a lot of people in this particular event from all across the country, and they're coming here to Michigan at one of the most difficult courses you can have here. Starting off with hole one. Steven, what do we got going on?
Hole one's straight downhill. Probably power forehand if you have it at 477 feet, par 3. If you can throw the backhand turnover, it might be a little bit safer to stay out of the bunker on the right, because when you get into the stuff on the right,
good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your 2023 United States Amateur Disc Golf Championship presented by Discraft. This is a PDGA Major Championship, and we'll get started with our 2:34 tee times. First up, from Franklin, Ohio, Adam Osborn.
Huge shout out to all the PDGA staff members, for the tournament director, volunteers that were at this particular event. And for our feature card here, Adam's going to start us off here, lefty backhand. And this is looking pretty good. Just a little short there, but that'll be a putt on a hole that plays over par here, 3.24. Definitely one that would be a bonus birdie. Ricky going with that forehand that you were talking about.
Yep, looks like he got a little bit too much turn out of it, though, but he should still be okay to get up and down for his 3.
Yeah, the one big change that you'll probably notice for other disc golf fans out there, that
Next
compared to D-Glow, all the OB that's normally out there on the left side is not here for this event. So this is all inbound, so even if you happen to turn it over, you can still get up and down for that par rather than getting an OB stroke for that.
Here's a good look at the backhand turnover.
Good angle, but a little too high. It's going to hyzer out early. It's going to come right by our cameraman. Yep.
And finishing off the group,
long look,
from
probably
Greenlee,
up and down in there.
Colorado, Lucas Carmichael.
Lucas has got a ton of power, both backhand and forehand. I know he was really excited to be at this event. And that's the danger if you turn it over too much, though. There's that bunker you're talking about.
Yep, it's almost a guaranteed bogey in there. It's really hard to get out of there and save your 3.
Forehand approach here from Ricky. Yep, in circle. It's kind of tough. There is a ton of elevation here at this particular course. A lot of shots where you'll be blind to the basket on your upshot, and that makes it 10 times harder. Like, not being able to see the distance, not being able to see the green, makes things really difficult. Here we see Lucas in that rough right now, and like you said, it is not looking good over there.
No, it's going to look like it's going to be really tough up and down for him.
Ooh, we'll take that.
Hey, he fought out of there.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, getting out of it and getting yourself a putt, that's huge from there. Adam, the last one to give this one a little putt. A little short there, but right by the basket. There were only 5 people today who were able to take the birdie on day 1. Played as a very difficult hole. Ooh, wind kind of played a little trick there on Ricky. Played as the 6th hardest hole. Just a challenging hole to come off of. You know, not super warmed up probably, or definitely lots of wind involved.
It's a very tough starting hole. Like, as far as like starting holes go in disc golf. This is a tough one to get because you're dealing with all the elevation, and I mean when you bring the wind into play, it can make it very difficult.
So a bunch of pars and 1 bogey coming up. I shouldn't say that too early, right?
Yeah.
Because this will be my fault. Okay, thank you, Adam. Thank you. That was not my fault that time. Heading over into hole 2 now. A par 4, 680 feet. There's a couple plays you can take at it. You can do the backhand play, which will put the disc at the base of the hill or to the left pocket there of mowed grass. If you're a big power thrower, you could try to go for this first plateau, which is halfway up the hill. A little more flatter ground for you to get a better attacking shot that is up on top of the hill, for this basket. Not elevated. Another difference between this event and D-Glow, so that you get a better chance at that par look or the birdie look if you get way up the hill. Looks like Adam's going for the layup here. Gotta stay out of the woods.
Definitely do. You go from one tough hole into another tough hole.
Yeah. See, hole 2 plays as the second hardest hole in the day. So even without the elevated basket, even without the additional OB behind the basket, this hole still plays as the second hardest hole. It's just really challenging. I think it comes from the fact that you have an uphill slope almost the entire fairway after the tee. And most people think, well, I can just throw a normal shot. And what happens is that you lose so much power, kind of turn things over, speed of turning things over. This is looking rough here from Lucas. This is going to go in the woods and make it almost a guaranteed non-birdie opportunity.
Yeah, that's a rough start for Lucas, having 2 drives that he probably wishes he had back and didn't overturn them.
Right. Ricky following suit, going over into those woods. Oh, poked out. Man, we'll take some tree love. He's at the base of the hill here. Yeah, you can see here that Lucas just off the fairway. It's so clustered. Michigan's so good for having off the fairway be so bad. But he's going to pitch himself out. Ricky trying to go forehand, trying to turn that over.
It's an interesting play right there. I probably would have suggested the backhand more than a turnover forehand in that play, but he's probably more comfortable with that kind of shot.
Yep. Yeah, I would say the left of the fairway is a little nicer. Like if you were just a little off the fairway, I would say the left is a little better, but because that does bring that right side in that you're talking about. So
yeah, the right side it's thicker and it's closer to the fairway than like on the left side.
Mm-hmm. Got a couple up shots here to the near top of the hill. A couple long looks for some of these guys. Lucas really needs to get up and down if he wants to save the par. This is a big shot from him. Yeah, it's on top of the hill.
Yeah, just outside the circle. Looks like to be around 35, 40 feet.
Yep. We'll take that. For where his drive was at, I'm certain he's hoping he can save the par. Turn this one over too much. But it fights through. That should be a par save, hopefully, for Ricky. Got Chase now. Little spike hyzer, a little deep there. Oh, making a run at the basket, maybe.
I think it was long.
Adam with the jump putt approach. Easy, up and down.
Yeah, an event like this on a hole that's like playing second hardest, not losing too many strokes by taking a 4 here, just make it easy, right? Oh, yeah, there we go. Lucas saving his par.
It's a huge save, especially from where his drive was.
Going from 5 birdies on hole 1 to only 2 birdies on hole 2 from Ryan Mulder and Tanner Boggs. Congrats to you guys for day 1. To see Chase there, hyzer out a little early. He's got a putt for a bogey now, while Ricky here is going to cash in his par.
Just got to minimize the damage on these harder holes like this.
For sure. That's all, the birdie opportunities will come, but you really got to avoid the bogeys if you can. Tap in from Adam there, and we're going to be moving on to hole 3 next. Steven, what do we got going on here?
Hole 3 is another downhill par 4, 915 feet. Plays up and to the right. you're not going to get there in one shot, so the strategic play is to throw like a smooth backhand turnover and kind of end up right here, the camera's flying over, and then have a nice easy pitch up. But if you bail out left, you can still have an easy hyzer approach into the green.
No OB on the left side either, which means another play you can have is to throw it intentionally into 14's fairway, be level with the basket to get your second shot, but most people decided to put it where you're putting it because it's a better spot. Adam's going to be a little short end to the left, but he should have a clear sight of the basket.
Big shot from Lucas here. He was really going for this one.
Yeah, smash it. A little fist pump. He really knows this is good for distance, and it's up there by the cameraman, who is right on level where you were talking about, where you want to kind of land your disc just farther right. He's like right on level with that, so that is an absolute smash. This needs to get out. Okay, good.
Got a good kick.
Yeah, he's going to choke him up on some distance, but the right side is so bad, like losing disc-wise, is that they have a drop zone that if you were to lose your disc on the right side of the fairway, rather than go re-tee, you take a drop zone at the bottom of the hill.
That's a smart decision.
Yeah, it helped pace a play by a lot, and fortunately, I talked to the spotter here. We're the second to last card on the day, and he had lost 0 discs and found 2 bonus discs. So the spotters, volunteers today, doing a bang-up job as we see Chase also smashes that one way down the fairway.
See, these ropes are in his way here.
He's so tall, he's just going to walk right over it. This looks really good for a standstill.
That's a huge forehand from a standstill.
350 minimum. He's not going to be able to see the basket from there, but it's at least he's truncated most of the distance.
Yep, easy pitch up, take his 4.
Adam here, I think this is not turned over enough. Yeah, it's going to float out a little early, a little short and to the left, but he can see the basket. He'll be 150 feet away. Little pitch up, probably take a 4 from there. Might have a run at it. I mean, it's a pretty open shot. Lucas letting this go way wide, trying to use the wind.
Lands inside the circle.
Yeah, that's
20, 25 feet. That's a good shot.
Primo for sure. I would take that all day. Wish I could do that. Chase a little compromise in his footing. You can see him kind of hop down there on the hill. Tough to get all the power you need for that. He's going to give it almost a run. He's also going to be inside circle. I'm certain he's happy with that result from that landing.
Another nice forehand from Ricky.
Yeah.
Seems like he leans on that forehand quite a bit unless he has to throw a backhand.
Yep. I mean, his levers are so big, right? I'm certain the power he can generate is incredible.
Oh.
I don't know what that disc is, because I'm pretty sure Adam's a sponsored Prodigy player, but that thing flew like a tilt. That thing dumped so fast.
Could have been the distortion. I've heard that is pretty stable.
A little short and left there for Chase, leaving Lucas the last one to have a chance at carding the birdie, and he does. First one to strike at the course. Got a couple putts left here for par. Taking a look at hole 3, average .2. Almost every hole, except for, I think, 2 of them. Yep, except for 2 holes averaged over par. So if you shoot in par on most holes, you're gaining strokes on the field is in the majority for sure. And that's going to wrap it up for hole 3. We'll see you right after a quick break.
An important part of getting a PDGA membership is helping grow the game. Membership dollars are used to bolster competition of all levels, from local C-tiers to majors. Tools like Digital Scorecard and Tournament Manager help events run seamlessly. Your PDGA membership also gives you access to Disc Golf Network coverage for select events and a 50% discount to their full coverage package. Help grow the sport and get started today. Visit pdga.com/join.
Hole 4, 580 feet. Another par 4 here for the field. Plays as one of the easiest holes on the day. Just normally, your play here is to throw a hyzer either in front of these pine trees or over them to try to land as close to this line of trees or past it if you can. That will leave you an upshot here with this uphill approach. You can use the hill to your advantage. You can throw into the hill and let the disc kind of skip up to the basket. If you air it out, you're in danger of flying over and going into hole 5's fairway, which is almost guaranteed an additional 2 strokes. So want to make sure you make that second shot count and give yourself a birdie look. Lucas is smashing this over the pine trees, landing right in that landing zone where you want to be.
Yeah, he's throwing those New Horizon cloud breakers, which are a pretty stable disc, but he's got the power to get them to do what he wants them to do.
Adam's trying to follow the same line, does so beautifully. That's great. Being right where Adam's at, you're past most of the trees, so the low-hanging trees are not a problem. If you're a short thrower, if you end up short, you end up not being able to attack the basket aggressively because of that. See Ricky here kind of gets his disc to dump out after a misfire off the left side. He's going to have a tricky upshot from there. And this needs to get left. It does, and that's a great shot.
That's
yeah,
a perfect shot.
You take that spot all day. Oh, Ricky's better than I thought.
Yeah, he took the unconventional route. You don't see 24 hands on this hole off the tee.
This is a great angle. Using the hill, little skip, slows the disc down so you can throw something with a little more edge to it. And he's going to be right by the basket for his birdie look. All you guys had really good drives, honestly. Lucas here doing the same thing, using the hill. Backstop perfectly right by the basket. 2 bullseye hits.
These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah. Which is a tough thing to do. I mean, I'm certain a lot of these guys were watching, coverages of D-Glow, past years' experiences of, AmNats and trying to get a breakdown of what they need to do on the course.
It was an interesting choice of throw by Adam there, especially him being left-handed. He looked like he had a more open left-handed backhand than to throw.
He's almost exclusively forehand. He threw a lefty backhand on 1, which makes sense because it's what it needs to be. But if he given the choice, Adam's going to choose forehand every time. Very similar to players like Marweed, where it's there is a backhand there. He has that skill, but comfort-wise, he just knows that his best weapon in his arsenal is that forehand. Got our first birdie with Chase. Luke is also getting a birdie there. That's back-to-back holes for him.
Ricky's finally on the board, erasing that bogey he took on hole 1.
And Adam gonna card the par here, but like I mentioned earlier, if you parred on every hole, you're gaining most strokes on most of the field. You're gonna be sitting in that upper third, so you're doing okay. You still need a birdie here. Hole 5, maybe the most beautiful hole in the course. Steven, what do we got going on?
Hole 5, we got downhill, 480 feet, par 3. You realistically want to throw something that just goes straight forever, with just minimal finish. You can throw a little flex in there, but you definitely don't want to be left or right.
Left early is terrible because it's extra foliage in there too. See what these guys have. Ooh. Oh, it's going to get kicked into that stuff. Oh, it's still moving though. Wow.
It's a huge shot, especially for how he pulled it right and it fought all the way through.
Jeez, oh Pete's. You better go kiss some of those trees. Say thank you. Ooh, this is over there too. Yeah, he's going to get knocked out. Or you see the disc kind of floating over to the right there. We'll see if he has maybe a lane from that right side. There's just a lot of plinko trees on that side of the fairway.
This looks like a good shot from Chase.
Yep, real smooth, just letting the disc kind of flip. His hyzering out a little early, but got through everything. He's going to have a putt.
Yeah, he's either just inside or just outside the circle right there by those logs.
This looks like it's turned over a little bit. Yep. Catches a tree, but lands dead center of the fairway. Honestly, from the bottom of the hill, the hole plays relatively easy still. He still can get the up and down. Being off the fairway is really where you start losing strokes.
It's the name of the game on this course is stay in the fairway and you will contend.
Hit that last tree he needed to miss, so he's going to have a long look for his par. Here's Ricky just unable to get out. Just kind of hits like that last tree that he needs to miss to get out of the woods, so he's just going to move forward probably 30 feet, give another go at this. Big forehand hyzer is going to put it right by the basket. Mitigate the damage. Hole 5 specifically, playing again as the third hardest hole. Even though there's a lot more birdies on this hole, somewhere around the realm like 8 or 9 birdies it looks like. Just a lot more double bogeys and bogeys because you get off the fairway at all. And Luke is nearly dumping that in.
That's a huge putt from a standstill.
Mm-hmm. Adam for his par save here. A little high. Calling for it to sit. Should be a tap in for there. Chase, our last chance at a birdie on this hole. Just a touch too low. He's been a little low on all his putts.
He's got to build that confidence. He's got to get, as soon as he makes one of those, he's going to get them all.
It's a snowball effect. Once you get one going, they all start to fall in. Adam there with a bogey. I think the rest of our field just got tap-ins for their pars here.
Ricky's going to be taking a bogey.
Oh, you're right. Yep, he was off the fairway. You gain a stroke, you lose a stroke. That happens a lot here in Michigan, especially here at Toboggan. There's a lot of lines, a lot of distance. You have to play really well for a long period of time, and you go up the hill and down the hill and up the hill, and so it gets really easy to get tired. But a lot of golf here left. Hole 6 now, 519 feet. Probably my favorite hole technically. A lot of people are going to disagree with that, but you have a tee shot here. You can go forehand to lay short in the first pocket. You can throw backhand turnover to try to push towards this valley, just short of it, so you have a forehand, or you can go real aggressive and go roller and try to get into the valley for your up shot. But from there, you have a pitch up into this anthill-like green. It slopes in every direction, so rollaways happen. Very dangerous green here because there's almost no grass on that little mound, so these guys are looking to take advantage of it. It does play as a little bit harder as well as the 5th hardest hole on the day.
Lucas with a beautiful backhand turnover.
Kind of softed that throw a little bit, but he'll be in the fairway, so forehand from there towards the basket. We've seen his forehand already. He's got plenty of power for that. Chase doing the same thing. Nice and light. That's going to be a little right, but off the tee pad, that little pocket, if you're on the right side, you should still see the valley, like the gap towards the basket, so you should hopefully see something from there. Inside gap's the aggressive gap.
Ricky with a nice shot. Keeps it in the center of the fairway, right where you want to be.
Yep.
Especially with his forehand that he likes to throw.
Yep, that's ideal. This is actually forms really well for the forehand lefty. He goes really aggressive inside, but he's going to get rewarded with it way past the cameraman, and that's the perfect landing spot short of the valley.
See Chase here choosing to do the backhand turnover into the green. If he plays it right and comes up just short, it should slide right to the pin.
He's got to miss that tree. It does. I actually like this play a lot. Man, you just called that perfectly. Play-by-play. I like that play a lot because if he goes forehand and goes short, you go on the right side, and it's a near impossible putt, depending on how far down the hill you go. So I really like the turnover play because it just helps you stay on top of the hill better. There, Lucas kind of misfires on his forehand, a little too turned over. He's going to get knocked down early.
Here we got Ricky going back to the forehand. Looks like it's a little inside, sawed off.
Yep, it's going to go down that right side that I was talking about. See what kind of putt he has from there. Here's Adam with his absolute just perfect drive. He's going to forehand this one. He's up by the basket. Looks pretty good. I think it stayed down the hill as well. That's where a lefty backhand would come and play, right? If he could have that.
That's what I was just thinking. You got Lucas with a good stop, got distracted by the bush behind him.
Backhand turnover. When I was watching him throw that, I swear I thought he just like blew past the basket 150 feet. That disc came out so fast. I don't know what disc it is, but it slowed down immediately in the air. He's going to be in circle from there. Here's Ricky. Stayed pretty much on mid-level of the hill, so he's got a circle 2-putt here.
That was a good catch by the basket.
Yeah.
A good putt by Ricky, but the basket did a lot of work.
Better catch by the basket, right? He recognized it, gave it a hug, said thank you.
Yep.
Again, just a little low from Chase there. Not able to convert on his opportunities yet, but he's had lots of opportunities, which is really important as well. Luke is able to clean up his and save his par. Chase easy tap in from there, and Adam's going to tap in his birdie to recover from that last bogey.
Easy birdie for Adam there.
Easy peasy.
Great Lakes Disc, located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, is a fully stocked retail disc golf store that fulfills all of your disc golf needs. We carry all of the major manufacturers, accessories, and offer player and event sponsorship, along with tournament payout assistance. To learn more about Great Lakes Disc, visit greatlakesdisc.com.
All right, hole 7, 667 feet, specifically 667. Just want to make sure we iterate that one. It is another par 4, averaging just over at 4.11. Tee shots here need to come over this valley. You want to land on the right side if you can. Inside's okay as well, but there's a little, more bush on that side. Then from there, you have another tunnel shot up to the pin location. Again, it's uphill, lots of elevation. You can use the hill to your advantage and kind of scoot the disc up as a speed control tactic. But if you air it, you can find yourself in lots of trouble because it kind of rounds itself in every direction. So Ricky here is going to start us off. He's calling the disc to go right. He thinks it's going to be too early on the left side, and it is. It's going to get dumped just past those Discraft flags. That's going to cut him off for his second shot.
He's going to have some trouble from there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a tale here at Toboggan that if you're just off the fairway, you almost take away the birdie opportunities right away.
Almost. I mean, when you watch the touring pros play this course, they can make some really tough situations look like they're easy.
Way easy. This course is hard.
This course is not an easy course. That's what makes Paul Macbeth's 18 down at this course
Just insane.
A special event because it was just. This course is not that easy.
Despite how Paul made that course look that day. Chase here. Looks like he's going a little early left, but not quite left. Yeah, fairway over there is okay. You'll have a backhand approach from there. Adam and Lucas are a little off the fairway, so here's Lucas. He's very wisely just going to pitch up. I will say for Lucas, he's very young. His parent, as you can see his dad there on the bag. His mom was following along with like drinks and stuff. They were both awesome people. It was fun to talk to him. For how young he is, he's really wise and knowing when to take his medicine. He doesn't try to push things when he doesn't have the opportunity.
He'll have a great career if he continues to do that.
Yeah, he has all the power. He'll just continue to develop. Chase, full commit, doesn't get rewarded for it. It's going to get knocked down by that tree on the inside gap. If he misses that tree, he'd have been great.
Yeah, Ricky here with a tough forehand turnover.
Oh, and he did some course maintenance.
Caught a little bit of the cabbage, but he should be okay to get up and down.
Yeah, he should be in that little valley on the left side. As long as he's far enough forward, there won't be anything in his way. Lucas here trying to save his. Making a little run at the basket. He's going to be a little past it. Circle's edge probably from there. Here's Chase right on the edge, so nothing in his way. This is just going to be a tactical forehand here.
It's the things with these greens on almost every hole. None of them are flat.
Flat, yeah.
They're all on mounds or a hillside, or they've got some kind of danger on every green.
Ooh, a little short from Ricky there. He's going to have a long putt for his par. Here's Lucas coming back at the basket. Oh. Sit down. Okay, good. Just a little high.
Yep, a little high from Lucas. A little high from Adam, but it should have an easy tap-in.
Mm-hmm. Ricky for his par save. Oh, just over the top. Good line, but not quite low enough for that one. And that's the thing too. A lot of these guys, I'm certain, back at home when you go play courses, you just have a lot of greens like you were pointing out that are flat. So your circle's edge, but flat. You know, you might have wind, but in here it's like you have to putt uphill, and the next hole you maybe putt downhill. You probably won't. You probably still putt uphill because this course goes up a lot.
Ooh, Adam with a big mistake there.
Yeah. Can't have mistakes like that if you're trying to push for a win this weekend. You can have a couple mistakes, but they can't have a lot.
No, you got to really play smart. And like you said earlier in the round, you just have to take your birdies when they come.
Card sitting right around even. 2 people at +1. Lucas at -1. Chase at even. As we move on to hole 8, Steven, what we got going on?
It's 650 feet. You want to shoot through this gap, and then you want to get as far left as you can, because it opens up the forehand or easier backhand turnover into the green here, which is on another hillside. To execute it correctly, you should have a look for birdie.
Honestly, one of the holes that I always feel like we'll play is one of the toughest on the weekend, just because this first tee shot, you can do that right there and hit that brush and leave yourself super short. This hole playing as the 17th easiest, second easiest hole, 17th hardest, second easiest hole on the weekend, on the day, at just .05 over par. Ooh, this is too high. Wow, nicks the branch.
Nicks under.
Deal.
It's still going to be a tough upshot from there because he didn't quite get far enough forward.
Yeah, it probably takes out the birdie, but par-wise, he should be able to get a good look from there.
Adam with a huge forehand. This is incredible.
That's such a big one. And he, caught cabbage on the way out, too, so it slowed down even and still got to that point. And that's an ideal location, just left of the pine tree, so you can kind of move your way around with forehand or backhand. Oh, going high intentionally maybe? Yep. Just punches through everything. Right on the hillside.
Here we got Ricky going to the backhand turnover.
This shot is so uphill. Really tough. He's going to cut that 2 inside. He's going to get caught early.
Thankfully stays out of it. He's just on the edge, so.
Lucas in a similar problem angle-wise. He's going to try to go for this one. And that's the common problem from this, is that you can get the perfect angle, you can get the height to try to attack that pin location, but man, that disc is in the air for so long that it pans out and doesn't get quite right enough.
The amount of height and then the amount uphill that this hole is kind of just steals all the distance. And then you've got Chase with a beautiful forehand.
Making it easy. Landing zone, everything was perfect. Adam's a little more cut off than I thought. He's going to try to go high and on angle. Yep, just a little short. In circle, but he's going to have a long look for birdie. Ricky going to have to use those long legs. Get himself out of trouble. And he does. He's right by the basket. Tap in for par for there. There's Lucas. Ooh. Off the top of the basket. Adam's right there. Couldn't get it to get in the basket. Kind of lucky that he didn't roll away there. That's like classic roll away for here at Toboggan. This is one of those holes where once it catches an edge, unless it touches rough, it is not stopping.
Nope. Yeah, this is the hole where Sarah Holcomb had that famous rollaway of like 150 feet.
Yeah, just there's I can only imagine how many people are traumatized by this hole just for that reason alone.
Ricky getting a little flashy with his tap in.
Yeah, you know, he's got to be a showman. He's a great showman, a great guy. It was really fun to meet him this past weekend, and we are moving on to hole 9, 472 feet. One of the newer holes for this course since its redesign. They've also cleared out a ton of brush on the left side, so the forehand's a little more open. Common play is going to be backhand, kind of at that tree on the right side. You try to miss right in front of it. Try to not air it over the basket. Try to land on the grass right in front of it and scoot towards the basket. The big misfire is to go way left, not to give this enough turnover. This is looking okay. It's going to go out. It's going to hyzer a little early, but it should stay. Oh, hit the tree relatively. Yep, on top of the hill. You'll have a long putt from there.
Yeah, that tree saved him probably about 15 to 20 feet of distance going left.
Mm-hmm. We see D-Glow sometimes go to that long position over it. For Amnats, they traditionally keep it in this shorter position. I think it's harder than the long position, personally. Because in the long, you could just throw it over the trees and kind of play Plinko in that elevated position. And this one, you have to play a little more touch. Ricky going to be way left, by the way.
Adam with a huge forehand, looking pretty good.
Scoot. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. But give him a look, and then, should be an easy par if he doesn't make the long look.
Lucas here, backhanding. This is the other miss, is if you go too far right, you can run into this pine tree kind of long brush area, and kind of saw the disc drop a couple times to get over there. It might have hyzered earlier if it didn't get those drops, but he's going to be stuck behind that tree. Here's Ricky going forehand. He's going to scoot it up into the circle, try to save his par from there.
Adam with a long bid.
He's going to give it a little floater. Oh, don't you dare. Stop it. Okay, phew. Not too bad. Pretty similar distance for Chase here, a little closer. It's also going to float one. This needs to not roll away. Okay. It's going to stay inside circle as well. Lucas here. He's got a window.
He fought through more of that than I thought he would have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, might have been okay. Couldn't tell with the angle. Might have aired it on the right side. It would have scooted past, so. Ricky hitting chains there, but unable to convert that one.
Chase here looking to clean up his par.
Another low one from him.
Seems like that distance has been a problem area for him today.
Yeah, he's had an injury on his right arm. I know that's been limiting for him, but all of them have been a little low for him. He's been so close to having, probably being like -3, -4 right now, because he's had some opportunities to go for birdies, but his putting hasn't been his friend up to this point. Hopefully as we turn to that back nine, he can get some confidence and maybe make some adjustments.
Yeah, he just has to commit. It seems like he's just having a little bit of an issue with committing to the putt right now.
Yeah. Taking a look at the front nine scores, Adam at +1, Ricky at +2, Chase at even, and Lucas at -1. Still lots of golf to play here. Looking to heat up on the back nine, which is maybe the harder nine if you want to argue about it, but definitely a challenge here for the course overall. Thanks, Steven, for joining me here for the front nine so far. And we'll see you guys on the back nine in just a minute.